Will you? So in this P, I can store 5 pointers, integer pointers. Can you tell me if I write like this? Can I say this is a pointer to an array of 5 integers? Will you agree that is a pointer to an array of 5 integers? So these are the different varieties of things. Double pointer also we might have discussed. Pointer to a pointer, double pointer. So there is one another pointer which I didn't discuss, which will point to a function that is called function pointer. Will you agree? Integer pointer will point to an integer, character pointer will point to a character, float pointer will point to a float. In a similar way, there is one pointer which can point to a function. Will you agree? Pointer is one of the mechanism we can access the data indirectly. Again, pointer is one of the mechanism we can access the data indirectly. We can process the data indirectly. One thing I need to ask you, till now whatever the functions we designed it, till now whatever the functions we implemented, will you agree? We call the function directly through the function name. Again, till now whatever the functions we implemented in a C module, we called those functions directly with a function name. If I ask you int I is equals to 10, is it a static memory or a dynamic memory? If I ask you int I is equals to 10, is it a static memory or dynamic memory? Static memory. So will you agree this type of memory can be accessed in a two ways? One is directly with the I, another one is indirectly through pointer. So this is an integer pointer. Today we are going to discuss a pointer which is going to point to. Today we are going to discuss one pointer which is going to point to a function. That's what the function pointer. So we are going to discuss how to declare a function pointer, how to call the function through function pointer, what is the callback function. We need to discuss what is the callback function, how to return a function from another function, how to return one function from another function, what is the role of typedef here. These things we need to discuss it. Again, we need to discuss few points here. One is what is a function pointer, how to declare a function pointer, how to store the function address into the function pointer, how to store the function address into the function pointer, how to call the function through function pointer, what is an array of function pointers. All these things we need to discuss it. One student is asking, these topics are present in a Linux. Answer is, as I told you, this is not a Linux related concept. This is the C related concept, but it will help in the Linux programming. M1, BE9 M1, is that point is clear? This is not the Linux concept. So this is the C concept, but these topics is mandatory to before entering into the Linux system programming. Will you agree? This is a Linux system programming. I don't know, you might have heard about it. Application programming, system programming, kernel programming, driver programming, like this in an embedded programming side will be there. Application programming, system programming, kernel programming, driver programming. Driver program is the ultimate program which is directly going to interact with driver program is ultimate program which is directly going to interact with hardware. So till now in a C, whatever you learned, in a C++, whatever you are learning, that is called as an application program. Till now, whatever you are learned, application programming. Towards down of the application programming, that is called as a system programming. In this system programming, we are going to learn how to communicate with a operating system. Again, in this system programming, we are going to learn how to communicate with operating system. Is it clear? In this system programming, we are going to learn how to communicate with OS. If this point is clear, type 2 in the chat box. If this point is clear, type 2 in the chat box. In this system programming, we are going to learn how to communicate with operating system. Now, all of you are observing M8, don't worry what is a kernel and all other things right now. BE9 M8, slowly we'll learn it. What is a kernel, all the things. It's clear? M8, got the point? So, Linux system programming. Is there any difference between the language and program? Very basic fundamental. Is there any difference between the language and program? Answer is yes. To write a program, we need a language. To write a program, we need a language. At this moment, if I ask you to write a program for some particular task, I hope you can write using the C, using the C++ also. So in this module, are we going to learn the language or are we going to learn some programming using some language? In this module, are we going to learn the language or programming? Answer is, we are going to learn the programming. Linux system programming. We are going to learn the Linux system programming using C. Again, we are going to learn the system programming using the C language. Again, we are going to learn the system programming. We are going to communicate with OS with the help of some functions, with the help of some procedure using the C language. Means here you are not going to learn the new syntaxes. Array is same, pointer is same, double pointer is same, integer is same, for loop is same, everything is same. Everything is already learned in a C language. Using that C, we are going to learn Linux system programming. Using the C language, we are going to learn Linux system programming. You may get a doubt, sir, can I write a system programming other than C language, any other languages? Answer is yes, you can. Other than C, you can write a program, Linux system programming using the C++ also you can write it. But I don't know, you may know it or not. C3 is asking one question. Sir, what is the difference between the system programming and normal programming? C3, for that question, I'm going to give the answer once we started with this. Once we started with this programming, you will get it. Got the point? So, system programming can be written using any language. System programming means You're going to communicate with a kernel. You're going to communicate with an operating system. Instead of saying the kernel term, we don't know what is a kernel and all other things right now. Instead of using that term, I'm going to use one very simple term that is called as an OS. If this point is clear, type 3 in the chat box. As I told you, before entering into this concept, there are two concepts we need to discuss in this week. The first is a function pointer concept. Second one is the library concept. After these two concepts, we are going to enter into the Linux system programming. So today's our topic is, as I mentioned, function pointer. So a pointer which is going to point to a function. The first point is how to declare a function pointer. How to declare a function pointer. Can anybody tell me how to declare a function? How to declare a function? Can I say return type will be there? Function name will be there. Arguments will be there. If you want to declare a function, this is the procedure. Return type will be there. Function name will be there. Arguments will be there. Are we talking about a function or are we talking about a function pointer now? Will you agree? We are talking about a function pointer. So then how to declare a function pointer? That is the first discussion. Very simple procedure to discuss to declare a function pointer. Return type will be there. Star symbol. Variable name. Arguments. Again, return type will be there. All of you are observing this group, star symbol and the arguments. How to declare a function pointer? Note it down. Return type, grouping, star symbol, variable name. Your function name is not there. Function pointer, variable. How the integer pointer? Similarly, function pointer. Is it clear? Just with an example, we'll discuss it. Don't worry. So let's move to an example so that it will be more clear to you. So using the function pointer, what we are going to do? Using the function pointer, what we are going to do? Will you agree? We are going to call the function indirectly. Using the integer pointer, we are going to access the data indirectly. Similarly, using the function pointer, we are going to call the function indirectly. Okay, let's see this example. It's very basic example. Now tell me, line number 2 is a function declaration. Line number 2 is a function declaration. Line number 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the function declarations. So observe, I'll write a main function. I is equals to 10, j is equals to 20, comma k. K is equals to sum of I comma j. Now tell me, line number 10, line number 10 is what? Will you agree it is a function call? Will you agree? Line number 10 is a function call. Line number 10 is a function call. Now tell me here, am I calling the function directly or indirectly? Am I calling the function directly or indirectly? Can I say I am calling the function directly? Escape 4yy p p some function, sub function, sub means minus, mul function, mul means multiplication here. Another one is a divide function. You need to divide it. Now can you tell me in this program how many functions are there? Can anybody tell me in this program how many functions are there? Answer is 5 functions. Main is also one function, right? Some of the students are saying as a 4, but actually it is a 5. Main is also one function. Will you accept this statement? Now observe line number 10 is a function call. Line number 10 is a function call. We are calling the function directly. Okay. One more method I told you. Observe this line. First, let's focus on this. After that, we'll come to that. Tell me, if I write int star p int comma int, all of you noted down this point. If I write int star p int comma int, can you tell me what is a p here? Will you agree? P is a function. P is a function. It is not a function pointer. It is a function. Again, P is a function. I'll write it. Better option is I'll write in this new file so that I can send you later. Int star p int comma int. Can I say p is a function which takes 2 integers and returns. Can you tell me what it will return? Integer pointer. Again, observe this. P is a function which takes 2 integers as an argument, which returns an integer pointer. Will you accept this? If I write like this, int star p int comma int, all of you are observing the difference between this line and this line. All of you are observing these two. So here p is a function, but here p is a pointer. Again, in this first case, p is a function. Here p is a pointer. Here p is which pointer? Is it an integer pointer? Is it a character pointer? It is a function pointer. Now observe the explanation for this. P is a function pointer which can hold the address of functions which takes 2 integers as arguments and returns integer. All of you observe this. P is a function pointer which can hold the address of functions. Which function addresses this can hold? Can you tell me which function addresses this can hold? This can hold the functions which is taking two integers as an argument, which is returning an integer. If any such type of functions are there, I can make this pointer to point them. If any such type of pointers are there, I can make the pointers to point them. Again, all of you read this. P is a function pointer which can hold the address of a functions which takes two integers as an argument and returns an integer. All of you got this point? Type 3 in the chat box. P is a pointer to a function, or we can call as a function pointer, which can point to a function. That function should take two integers as an arguments. That function should take two integers as an arguments and returns an integer. If any such functions are there, I can make this pointer to point them. Now, can you tell me, in this program, S15 is asking, can you repeat the function pointer definition? S15, very simple. How integer pointer is there? How character pointer is there? Similarly, a function pointer. Integer pointer will point to BE8 S15. Can you tell me? Integer pointer will point to integer. Character pointer will point to character. Function pointer will point to a function. BE8 S15. Is that clear? So here I is an integer variable, j is an integer variable, k is an integer variable. Will you agree? I, j, k, these three are integer variables. But p is a pointer variable. Which pointer? Is it an integer pointer? Is it a character pointer? Is it a float pointer? Is it an array of pointer? Is it a pointer to an array? Or is it a function pointer? Answer is a function pointer. This pointer can point to functions. Those functions should take two integers as an arguments, returns an integer. All of you are getting the point. These functions can point to those functions. This pointer can point to those functions which is taking two integers as an arguments, which is returning integer. Can you tell me, in this source code, how many such functions are there which will take two integers as an argument which returns an integer? Can I say 4 functions are there? Such 4 functions are there. Will you agree? I can make this pointer to point to sum or sub or mul or divide. Now, one more thing I need to ask you. When you declare a simple pointer, if you don't assign any address, will you agree it is a wild pointer? Again, when you declare simply a pointer, if you don't assign any address, can I say it is a wild pointer? Huh? Now, in the same way, line number 9, line number 9 is a wild pointer. One of the student is asking, what is this? Can I say this pointer pointing to an array of two integers? S4. P is a pointer pointing to an array of two integers. Pointer to an array. BE9 S4. Is that point is clear? But this is what? It is not a pointer to an array. It is a pointer to a function. Pointer to a function. Can I say line number 9, it is a wild pointer? Observe, P is equals to sum. One important point I need to tell you, how an array name represents a base address. I hope you might have remembered. Similarly, function name represents base address of that function. Again, how array name represents a base address, how a string constant represents a base address. Similarly, name of the function also represents the base address. BE9D3 is asking, is that not a function pointer which do not take any arguments? So D3, BE9D3. If I write like this, can you tell me? Void star P void. In this case, P is a pointer to a function. That function should take nothing, should return nothing. Pointer size is fixed. Anywhere pointer size is fixed. W1, getting the point. Pointer size is fixed. Okay. Please let me finish the concept topic. After that, I will give you enough time to ask the questions. Huh? Please let me finish the point. So here, can I say P is a pointer to a function? To which functions this pointer can point? Can you tell me? To which functions this pointer can point? Can I say the functions which takes nothing returns nothing? If any such functions are there, I can make this pointer to point them. If any such functions are there, I can make this pointer to point those functions. Is it clear? Can you tell me, if I write it one more example, int star q char comma float, int star q char comma float. Can I say q is a pointer to a function? That function should take character and float as an arguments, returns an integer. If any such functions are there in your source code, you can make this pointer to point to that function, and you can call the function indirectly. You can call that function indirectly. In this example, P is a pointer to a function or function pointer which will point to a function. That function should take two integers as an argument and returns an integer. That should take two integers as an argument and should return an integer. Now what we are doing in the line number 10, here we are storing some function address into P. In this, we are storing some function address into the P. Means, can I say, now this pointer is pointing to some function? Will you agree? Now observe, how to call the function is star P I comma j. Printf k is equals to %d slash n comma k. Yes, according to your requirement, you need to declare a function pointer. The syntax I told you, there is a return type, there is a grouping star symbol variable name, and arguments. D3. I hope you got the point. Now can you tell me, in line number 2, line number 12, we are calling the function indirectly through pointer. Again, in line number 12, we are calling the function indirectly through pointer. But in line number 15, but can you tell me, in line number 15, are we calling the sum function directly or indirectly? Can I say, in line number 15, we are calling the sum function directly. In line number 12, we are calling the sum function indirectly. Suppose if this pointer is holding the sub function address, can I say here sub function is called? If that pointer might have holding the sub function address, can I say this line might have called sub function? So let me compile the code. Let me show you the output here. See, in both cases, I got 30 and 30. Again, the same question arises. Once I started with the pointers, so many students asked, sir, I can access the data directly. Then what is the need of integer pointer? I don't know you remembered or not. When I started with the integer pointers, basic pointer questions, basic pointers topic, some of the students might have asked, sir, I can access integer I directly. Why I need to declare a pointer? Through pointer, why I need to access it? And that day I told you, we are going to reach one particular concept where everything is a pointer. That is a dynamic memory. Will you agree? We are going to reach one topic where everything is a pointer, dynamic memory and data structures. That's all. In a dynamic memory, will you agree, we can't access the data directly because malloc and calloc, whatever it is there, it will return a void pointer. Only indirect way we can access it. Similarly, when you go for low level programming, you don't have the option to call the function directly. Again, similarly, when you go for the low level programming like kernel programming, driver programming, where in a system programming also, we are going to discuss one concept where everything is a function pointer. You are going to call the function only through pointer, function pointer. You can't call that directly. All of you are getting this point? Is all of you are getting this point? Again, is all of you are getting this point? Type 2 in the chat box. So once we go for the in-depth of system programming, there are some particular concepts, there are some particular area of programming you should know about the function pointer. Without a function pointer, you can't further proceed it. So that is the reason I am discussing today. All of you are getting the point? That is the reason I am discussing the concept today before beginning of the system programming. There are few concepts where, there are few topics where sorry, there are few topics where without the concept of function pointer, you can't write the program also. Again, there are few concepts in a future which we are going to discuss. Without a function pointer knowledge, you can't write the program. some topics names I will tell you where the function pointer is used. One is library concepts, dynamic runtime linking. Second one is signals. Third one is process management. Fourth one is, you might have heard about threads or multi-threading. Have you heard about this? Multi-threads, multi-threading. Fifth one is device drivers. Have you heard about device drivers? So these are the very simple points I written here, topic names I written here, where these are the topic names I written here, where you need a concept of function pointer. Is it clear? Without knowledge of that function pointers, without knowledge of that, you can't understand this concept clearly. Is that point is clear what I'm saying? So these are some of the places in future. Device drivers is not in our discussion, but I'm telling you, if you want to learn the device drivers without knowledge about the function pointer, it is not at all possible. Without knowledge about the function pointer concept, you can't learn the device drivers. If this point is clear, type 5 in the chat box. So that is the reason this concept I didn't discuss in the C, because in a C, there is no much use of this. Yes, we are going to discuss threads, multi-threading. Signals is nothing but interrupts. Signals is nothing but an interrupts. Again, once we started with a Linux system programming, what we are going to learn in the Linux system programming, what are the topics, I'll list out. If you have the material already, you can. Otherwise, I'll list out one day once I started with a Linux system programming. Multi-threading, threads, thread synchronization using the mutex. Have you heard the term called mutex? Semaphores. There are so many things we need to discuss it. There are so many things we need to discuss it. Is it clear? So this is the concepts where you should have the knowledge about the function pointers. So now here, can you tell me in line number 10 what I am doing? In line number 10, what I am doing? Can I say I'm storing the sum function address? Will you agree? I'm storing the sum function address. D3. So don't worry about all after what happens. Now you concentrate on whatever it is there. BE9 D3. Please try to concentrate now what is the topic is going on. It's clear? Don't know what happens in the future. D3. Got the point? So don't be panic. Okay. So here in line number 10, we are storing the sum function address into this P. Now in line number 12, will you agree? I am calling the sum function through pointer. Now can anybody tell me, instead of sum, if I might have written sub here, this line called sub function, what will be the result? 10 minus 20. If instead of sum function, if I might have called sub function, if I might have stored the sub function address here, let me compile it. Let me run it. Can I say minus 10? Their sub function is called. Their sub function is called. So this is one of the way you can call the function indirectly. Now any doubt in this program, please let me know, so that we'll move to the one step ahead. If no doubt, we'll move to the one step ahead. Any doubt in the line number 9, line number 10 and line number 12, please let me know. D2, as per your requirement, you need to declare a function pointer. To which function your pointer should point, you need to declare such type of function pointer. D2, got the point? Okay. Now V1, try to understand BE9 V1. This is a function declaration or pointer declaration? This is the function declaration or pointer declaration. Can I say pointer declaration like I, J, K? Yes, sir. Like I and J and K. This is also one pointer. So local. Can you tell me where the I is stored, where the J is stored, where the K is stored? Can I say in this function stack frame? Will you agree? Similarly, P is also stored in the function stack frame. Similarly, the P is also stored in a function stack frame. You can declare a global. If you declare a global, it becomes everyone, any function can access that pointer. K2, BE9 K2, is that point is clear? How you declared integer pointer, how you declared a character pointer, in a similar way, you are declaring this. Is it clear to everyone? BE9 K2, if still you are not satisfied with the answer, please raise your hand so that I'll enable your voice. You can speak. Anybody wants to speak? Yes, you have the rights. Raise your hand option so that I'll enable your. BE9 M5 is asking, is there any other way to check function address except that? BE9 M5. BE9 M5, try to understand how array name represents a base address, how string constant represents a base address. In a similar way, what is it? Function name represents a base address. There is no other way. There is no other way. Is that point is clear? Just a minute. Okay. So now, if this is clear, we'll move to the next discussion. Now, can you tell me, if I'm passing one integer to another function, in another function, how to catch? If I'm passing one integer to another function, in another function, how to catch? With an integer. If I'm passing address of integer to another function, how to catch? If I'm passing an address of integer to another function, how to catch? Can I say with an integer pointer? If I'm passing one address of a function to another function, How to catch in another function? Again, if I am passing the address of a function, if I am passing one function to another function, in another function, how to catch? Can I say with a function pointer? Again, if I am passing one integer to another function, normal procedure is you need to catch with an integer. If I am passing an address of integer, you need to catch with integer pointer. If I am passing a string, you will catch with a character pointer. Similarly, if I am passing one function address to another function, that another function need to catch with. If I am passing one function address to another function, that another function need to catch with what? With a function pointer. All of you are getting this point, type 3 in the chat box. If all of you are getting this point, type 3 in the chat box. If all of you are getting this point, type 3 in the chat box. So now we are going to discuss one concept called callback function. Now we are going to discuss one concept called callback function. Is that point is clear? CP 1608 underscore 2.c. Now observe what I am going to do is int callback function. Function name I am putting like that. Any name you can provide. Function name I am putting that. Any name you can provide. Any name you can provide. Integer comma int star observe here, little bit tricky. Case sense. See, as all of you know that if you are designing the macros, capital letter, functions, small letter, but you can put also one letter capital, you can put, no problem. BE9W1, is it clear? So what is the name of this function? Sum. What is the name of this function? Sub. What is the name of this function? Callback function. Is it clear? Name of the function name I given any name. You can provide A, B, C, M, N, O, anything you can provide. W1, got the point. Please reply. Once you got the point, my sincere request to everyone is, once you got the point, please try to reply it. W1. Okay. Because again, I will be in a question mark. Have you understood or not? Now observe, this is the name of the function which is returning integer, which is taking three arguments. First argument is an integer. Second argument is an also integer. Third argument is what? Third argument is what? Can I say function pointer? Means while calling the function, observe here, very tricky point here. K is equals to callback function I comma j comma sum. So now observe, line number 6 is a function declaration. Will you agree? Line number 6 is a function declaration. Line number 10 is a function call. Line number 10 is a function call. So while calling the function, how many arguments you are passing? 3. I means value or address. I means value or address. Value. J means value. Sum means function name, value or address. Address. Which address? Function address. So if you are passing the function address, simple that another function need to catch with function pointer. Or if you are getting the point. If you are int callback function int m, int n, int star p, int comma int. Now can you tell me, just a minute, what is the m holds? What is the m holds I value? What is the n holds j value? What is the p holds some function address? What is the p holds, can I say, some function address? One student asked one question, please let me read the question. The student ID B8 B5, sir, we have to declare a SU function. Some function is already there, right? B5, some function is already there, right? B5, will you accept this? Then definitely the function should be there. Otherwise, how can? Linker error you will get. Will you agree? If the function definition is not found, who is responsible for generating an error? If I am calling one function, if that function function is unable to find out, linker, undefined reference to. Got the point? Okay. Now observe, this m holds 10, n holds 20, p holds the sum function address. Int r is equals to star p, int comma, sorry, m comma n, return r. Now can you tell me, this callback function is calling which function? This callback function is calling which function? Can I say some function here? This callback function is calling the sum function here. Why? Because the pointer is holding the sum function address. If suppose instead of a sum, if I might have sub, can I say here sub function might have called. So suppose this is the main, this is my callback function. So this callback function can call the respected function, depends upon your request. Whatever the respected functions are returning, that returning, it is returning to the main. Whatever the callback functions are returning, that it is returning to the main. That it is returning to the main. Let me compile the code. Let me run the code. Can I say case 30? Now in this program, can you tell me who is calling the sum function? Who is calling the sum function? Two options I'll give. One main, another one is a callback function. Answer is callback function. Who want to call the sum function? Can you tell me who want to call the sum function? Main. So main wants to call the sum function. Main is passing that information to the callback function. On behalf of main, callback function is calling the function, returning the result to the main. Getting the point? Main wants to call the sum function. So main is calling the callback function and passing the sum function address. So callback function is calling the sum function, getting the result in the R. That R is returned to the main. You may get a doubt again. Sir, in a main I can call directly sum function. What is the need of callback function? Getting the point? I don't know how many of you got the doubt. Sir, in a main I can directly call the sum function. But why should I take the help of callback function? I need to tell you, there are few situations in future topics where we can't call the function directly. There are few situations in future topics where you can't call the function directly. You need to take the help of somebody else to call the function. That else will call the function, get the result, return to us. When you go for the low level programming, you don't have the rights to call the function directly. Like it may be a static function. Will you agree? If static function, if another file, you can't call from another file. Yes, sir? The scope of a static function is within a block, within a source code, one file. One of the student is asking to explain the line number 16. In this line number 16, can you tell me M holds 10, N holds 20, P holds some function address? E2, getting the point. Now here, P holds the sum function address. Can I say sum function is called by passing this M and N? So sum function will return 30. That 30 is stored here. That 30 is again returned to the main. Got the point? That 30 is returned to the main again. BE8, E2. Got the point? Again, there are few concepts in future we are going to discuss where we can't call the function. We can't call the function directly. Only we need to pass that address to another function. Another function on behalf of us, they will call and they will give us the result. Where is the definition of sum? One of the student is asking. Where is the definition of sum? A4, got the point? These are the definitions. Previous program I copied it. Where is the addition is done? Now observe, diagrammatically, this is the main. Main is calling the callback function and passing those three informations. Callback function is calling the sum function. Here the addition is done. D3, DE9, D3. Here the addition is done. Sum function is doing addition. Returning to whom? The sum function is not returning to the main directly. It is returning to callback. In this, I am storing the result into R. In that, I am storing the result into the R. That R I am returning to the main. Indirectly, we are calling the function. That's what. That R we are returning it. So, in some of the interviews, they will ask you, what is a callback function? Answer is, the function which is taking one argument as another function address, that is a callback function. I'll write it here. What is a callback function? The function which is taking another function just a minute, another function as argument. Such functions are called callback functions. Is it clear? The function which is taking another function as an argument, such functions are called as a callback functions. In this program, if any doubt is there, please let me know. The name I given, that any name you can give. Will you agree? The name I given like callback function, but actually any name you can provide. If this point is clear, type 9 in the chat box. This point is clear, type 9 in the chat box. If somebody having a doubt, if they unable to write it in the chat box, my sincere request is raise your hand, raise hand option, so that I will enable your voice so that you can speak. Raise hand option, raise your hand so that I'll enable your voice, you can speak it. One of the student is asking, sir, not getting line number 16. Line number 16 is a function call through pointer. Again, line number 16 is a function call via pointer. V1, getting the point. What is a P is holding? Can you tell me? BE8 V1. Can you tell me what is a P holds? What is a P holds? Some function. So we are calling it. Suppose if P holds, suppose if you write sub here, can I say P holds a sub function address? Can I say sub function is called there? V1, got the point now? Sir, how to initialize a function pointer? One of the student is asking, sir, how to initialize a function pointer? One of the student is asking, sir, how to initialize a function pointer? So for that I need to move. Is it possible or not? We need to check. Is it possible or not? I need to check. I'm not sure about it. I don't know, works or not. Yes, it is working. Yes, 8. Got the point. How you will initialize a pointer? Similarly, function pointer also is equals to address. Okay. Now, still, if you're not clear about this point, please let me know. Still, if you're not clear about the callback function, please let me know. If you want me to proceed for the next point, next concept, in the function pointer only, type 3 in the chat box. Okay. Next concept is, just I'll copy this, 1608 underscore 1 dot c, 1608 underscore 3 dot c. I hope you are getting what I am doing. I hope you might have getting what I'm doing. Just I'm copying that. Okay. Now here I'll delete few points here. Note it down this. I'll write the specification here. Design a function which returns function address. Design a function which returns function address. Address of a function. Address of a function. Now tell me, if I ask you to design a function which returns integer address, can I say return type will be int star? Again, this function returns integer pointer. Malloc returns void pointer. str returns character pointer. strchr returns a character pointer. But I need to design a function which returns another function address. Return type will be a function pointer here. Previously, argument is a function pointer. Now exactly opposite. Return type is a function pointer. Again, try to observe. We need to design a function which returns some function address. Let it be. Now tell me here, sum is an integer or a character or a function? Can you tell me in this program, sum is a function. So we need to design one function. That function should return another function address. Here no double function pointer. V2, try to understand. Return type will be function pointer. Very simple. We need to design a function. That function should return function pointer, address of a function. Return type is a function pointer. All of you are getting the point? Is all of you are getting the point? So now observe, let's suppose the now will you agree P is a pointer, function pointer, which will point to a function. That function should take two integers as an argument, returns an integer. Will you agree? Now observe, P is equals to ABC void, nothing. K is equals to star P I comma J. Printf K. Exactly the reverse of previous one. In previous, we are passing some function address to somebody else. In a previous discussion, main is passing some function address to other function. Will you agree? In a previous discussion, main is passing some function address to another function. Now exactly reverse. The other function is returning the some function address. The other function is returning the some function address. I am catching with pointer. Which pointer this is? Which pointer that is? Which pointer that is? Will you agree? That is a function pointer. My sincere request to everyone is, don't sleep and listen the class. Getting the point? Don't sleep and listen the class. So ABC is a function which returns a some function address. I am catching with a pointer. ABC is a function which returns the function address. I am catching with a pointer. We are going to discuss, we are going to declare ABC, don't worry. Now can you tell me what what is the P is going to hold? Can you tell me what is the P is going to hold? Some function address. P is going to hold the some function address. P is going to hold the some function address. Now can you tell me in line number 12, I'm calling the function through pointer. Observe here. This is the main. Main is calling the ABC function. ABC function is returning the sum function address. I'm catching in the pointer. Where is ABC? We need to design the ABC. We need to design the prototype, declaration, definition, everything. Now, what is the return type of this ABC function? Can you guess? Anybody tell me? What is the return type of ABC function? What is the return type of ABC function? Function pointer. Return type of ABC function is a function pointer, right? If return type is integer pointer, int star ABC, we'll write it. Now tell me, ABC is returning what? Line number 7, try to observe. ABC is returning what? Integer pointer. But I want ABC should return integer pointer or character pointer or void pointer or function pointer. Can I say return type will be function pointer? Will you agree? So can I write like this? Int star, int comma int, int star, int comma int, because it is returning the sum function address. What is the sum function will take? 2 integers, returns integer. Getting the point? ABC is a function which takes nothing, which returns an integer function pointer. Now I'll write a definition part. Int star, int comma int, ABC void. So what should I return here? Can you tell me in this, what should I return? Function address. Will you agree? Function name represents a base address. Will you agree? Function name represents a base address. So here, it is a syntactical error. You will get an error. That is not the way to declare such functions. This is not the way to declare such functions. Observe, very tricky here. Very tricky, very complex declaration this is. I'll comment this portion. Let's see. See, no error. All of you are getting? No error. Now observe k is equals to 30. Can you tell me what is the p is going to hold? Can you tell me what is the p is going to hold here? Can you tell me what is the p is going to hold? Some function address. Now you may get a doubt, sir, how to understand this declaration? Will you agree? This is a little bit complex declaration. This you can easily understand. 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 Let's understand this step by step. ABC. Now can anybody tell me dereference operator, function operator, which is a higher priority? Anybody might have remembered the things. Dereference operator and function operator, which is a higher priority? Can I say function? Can I say ABC is a function here? Can I write it here? ABC is a function, not a pointer. ABC is a function. On what basis you are saying ABC is a function? Why not pointer? On what basis you are saying ABC is a function? Why not pointer? Can I say function is a higher priority? So can I say ABC is a function? Up to this point is clear. ABC is a function which takes nothing. Up to this point is clear. ABC is a function which takes nothing, which returns what? Which returns what? A pointer. Which returns a pointer to what? Pointer to what? Is it a which returns integer pointer? Is it returning an integer pointer? No, which returns a pointer to a function which takes two integers as arguments and returns integer. Very complicated syntax, right? Little bit complicated syntax. If you step by step, if you understood, it becomes an easy. Observe, ABC is a function which takes nothing, which returns a pointer to a function. That function should take two integers, returns an integer. My question is, ABC is returning an integer, yes or no? ABC is returning an integer, yes or no? Answer is no. ABC is returning one function address, that function is returning an integer. ABC is returning one function address, that function is returning an integer. ABC is not returning an integer. Getting the point? All of you are getting the point? ABC is returning one function address, that function is returning an integer. Now understand, ABC is a function which takes nothing, returns a pointer to a function. Which function? That function should take integers, two integers, returns an integer. D1 BE9, D1 is asking one question. The function returning integer k. Yes. See, ABC is returning some function address. I am storing into P. Through P, I am calling the sum function. I am getting the result. Observe, all of you observe here. ABC is returning some function address. ABC is returning some function address. I am catching in this P. Through P, I am calling the function, getting the result into the K, I am printing the result. Is it clear? This type of things in a tomorrow session, some more things we need to discuss. Some more examples we'll discuss this type of complex declarations. Is it clear? And apart from that, try to recollect the concept of type def. We can simplify this using a type def. Again, we can simplify this declaration using the type def. We can simplify these declarations using the type def. So tomorrow, some more declarations will discuss such type of things, and we can simplify this using the type def. I'll upload these programs. I inform to network admin to create LMS for BE8 and BE9. So once it is created, tomorrow morning I'll upload it. All these programs. Is it clear? All these programs tomorrow morning will upload. One thing I need to tell you, my health status. So post-COVID, my body is not that much supporting. I'm a little bit weak, and again cough, and this one is there. So I'm very sorry. First, I thought to take hybrid classes. So, but suddenly that my situation is changed. So that is the reason for BE8. I'm taking the this one online. For BE9 students, Those who really face the problems for balancing these things, my request is you can attend with a BE10. BE9 students, if you're really facing the things, so you can attend with a BE10. I don't have any option, please send a mail, but your placement may be little bit delayed, those who are attending with BE10. Again, your placement will be little bit delayed. BE9A3, is that point is clear? How many lectures will be complete needed means, if you want systematically slowly, it will take some time. Half of the C module is required. I hope you know how much time it is taken for the C, because you need to understand process management, you need to understand signals, interrupts, you need to understand file management, thread management, semaphores, synchronizations, mutex, all this, so many things, memory management, so many things are there to understand. Is it clear? So if you support me, as per my experience, I'll systematically, step by step, I will deliver the data. Second thing, my sincere request to BE9 students, if you feel very difficulty to attend these lectures, my request is you can go to the BE, you can attend with the BE10. As you know, the syllabus is like going a little bit slow compared to the offline. Will you agree? BE9 and BE8 students will accept this. But from our side, whatever the efforts, in which way you can understand as simple as possible, we are explaining it. And from the placement side, there are so many companies. BE9A3, that's what I'm saying. If you want, you can attend with this one, BE10. For BE8, very soon the placements will start. For BE9 also, BE9 assessments are also completed, I think. Maybe tomorrow it will complete. So placement side, there are so many companies are coming. Will you accept this? Yes, by the end of this month, you can accept it. I'll inform to Habiba madam to join in one meeting to discuss about the things. Is it clear? BE8, BE9A3. I can understand your concern, your problem. But there are some students who are not present in a Bangalore. So they want to learn the things. So you have the BE9 people, you have the two options, with BE10 or with this BE8. Any future main assessments, in main assessments will not be there. Only C is the assessment for the placements. If you recommended in a C, means you are eligible for the placements. Any placement related questions, you can ask Habiba madam. I'll inform this week Habiba madam to join in the meeting. BE8S2, is that point is clear? Is that point is clear? One of the student is saying that, sir, but 8051 and C++, fast move, so very difficult to manage practice. That's what BE9D2. So if you want, you can attend with a BE10. No, I don't have any issue. I think C++ will not move fast. It will move very slow, right? BE8 reassessment, we will plan it. Once the placement starts, we'll reassessment, we'll conduct it for BE8. So if you feel that both classes are going fast, if before the placement, once the placement starts, we'll schedule it. If you feel that both classes are going fast, I don't think so. They will not go fast. I think you are following slowly by sleeping in a sleeping position and all of that thing. Hmm? So if anything is there, you can request to them only. Is it clear? If anything, if you feel that it is going little bit faster, you can interrupt and you can request them. Any other doubts? And some mails I am getting, copy paste mails I am getting it from BE9. Some of the students are just copying the other mails and sending it. That is not the correct thing. F1, BE8, F1, yes, you can typecast it. Anything you can typecast. BE10 Linux, I will take, I will not take, I don't know. My situation depends upon my situation, because again my lungs related issue is there. I should not speak more and louder. I should not take more stress also. So as much as possible, I am supporting, as much as possible we are doing. Changes cannot be possible because everything is a tight schedule. BE10 Linux, when it will start, it will take too much of time. You might have finished C++ also there. BE9 V1, got the point? C module exam, that Hyderabad team will take care, don't worry. BE8 T3, don't worry. Just focus on the modules, focus on the topics, focus on the interview point of things. Is it clear? Don't worry about the marks and all of the things. Can it possible to schedule Linux separate for us? BE9 A3? Online means there is, I don't think so. There is no separate, there is no nothing. If my health supports, I'll check it out, but I don't think so. Any issue with this BE9 A3? Any issue? Because here 1 student, 10 students, everything is the same, right? BE9 A3, any issue? E9 D2, but also doubt class attend for practice. That's what I'm giving you the freedom. BE9 D2. I'm giving you the freedom. If you want, you can withdraw this. You can attend with BE10. But once the placement starts for your batch, you may not eligible for that. Is that D3? The Linux, if you follow our real enough, everything will be there. That's what. There is no separate doubt clarification session for the Linux. In the class itself, after every topic, I'll give 5 minutes of time. And before starting with the next lecture, I'll give some time for that. And for Linux, better option is whatever the material we provided, and I'll upload in the LMS also, topic wise, that is enough. And some of the concepts are theoretical concepts only. Again, in a Linux, the first 15 days, 20 days, theory concepts only, operating system concepts. Meanwhile, your C++ might have reached at the end also, or 8051 might have reached at the end also. BE8 R1, definitely before the placement starts, I'll inform to the team to reassessment. You start, those who are not recommended, start preparing BE8, start preparing for assessment. So BE8 T1, I can't give that answer from the next week. I'll discuss with the placement team. I'll inform to you, or in the tomorrow's class, I'll inform it. CPP, there is no assessment will be there. Linux, there is no assessment will be there for the placements. Only C assessment will be there. For BE9, reassessment after 15 to 20 days, 15 days. For BE9, after 15 days or 20 days. Any doubt? BE9 and BE8? Please try to cooperate it, try to understand our situation also. 8051 assessments are not conducted. If you really wants, anybody individually wants, you mail it so that we'll check it out. Sir, before placement starts our batch first time, how many days ago inform us? So there is no, see, maybe tomorrow you may get a message. You should be ready for everything. S10, maybe tomorrow you will get. If company only required C and 8051 and all these things, so maybe tomorrow. And I informed to Habiba madam to take one placement related class, BE9 C3. That's what I'm saying. After 15 to 20 days, we'll look up the assessments. Those who are absent for personal reasons or those who are not recommended, the things. Meanwhile, don't waste your time. So start preparing it. This week, I'll inform to Habiba madam to take a placement session. Any doubts are there, you can ask them. I hope all of you, running out of time, 20:37 it is. I'm going to wind up the today's session. So A3 is asking one question, sir. I asked a separate class if be it in Linux 2.